Hello everybody, it's me here, How To Cameron, and warm welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking at Andrew Tate's most controversial opinions. We're going to be ranking them to see how much I agree with them or disagree with them. So I've got this on Photoshop, based, valid, nah, disagree, L. Let's see how much of a misogynist I am. That's pretty much what you're going to be able to deduce from this video. Andrew Tate is obviously a very polarizing figure. I remember there was a girl I dated very briefly who hated Andrew Tate and she wouldn't shut the fuck up about him. It was so annoying. She was so obsessed with him. And she always had a problem with me just not hating him, because my view on Andrew Tate is I think he's a bit of a dickhead, but he does say some things that are valid and help men. And I think there are lots of women that are just like Andrew Tate, but the other way around. I think they call it misandry or something like that.
Misandry.
Women do the same fucking thing, okay, as Andrew Tate. And I think that Andrew Tate's popularity is a reaction to women being quite hateful towards men. And for me, I don't believe in an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, whatever it's called, but I don't really support or hate Andrew Tate. That's just my opinion on it. But she hated that. So obviously nothing happened there because she just hated me. Let's start taking a look at this video. Before this video starts, smash the like button if you do enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new today, and let's get watching. Fantastic.
Life for a man is harder than life for a woman. We need to have a lot of shit to be an important man. To be a woman, you need makeup. If you're truly beautiful, you don't need anything else. I've been on boats in Dubai with 19-year-old Moldovan girls. The guy who got that boat needed $100 million. That bitch, makeup. Same boat. That's how hard it is. Look at a game of chess. The king moves one square at a time. What does the queen do? Zips here, zips there. Easy for a chick, right? If you're the kind of...
In that situation, yeah, it's valid what he's saying. Of course, for that chick, it is pretty easy. You know, you just need to be naturally attractive, and most of the time, as long as you just don't eat like shit, as a woman, if you're a healthy weight, you will be attractive. It's not that hard. It's all about what you look for in life. Just because a woman is on a really nice yacht, does that mean she's completed it in life? No, it doesn't. Let's type it up, guys. Let's make my tier list. So for me, I'm disagreeing with it. Women have easier life than men. I disagree with it.
If you're the kind of person who feels like they need therapy, you're useless. Because in the harshest realities of this cold world, there are people in Syria whose entire families have been blown to fuck, who are still getting up every day, making fucking bread and selling it on the streets so they have enough money to buy a new pair of sandals sometime next year. Never say you go...
Jesus Christ. I don't really believe in therapy. I don't think it's that effective. But I think that's just a personal thing. For me, I'm a smart ass. So if I have a therapist talking to me about my emotions, I have an answer for everything. Like, I could talk myself out of a wet paper bag. And because of that, what I find myself doing is I just start talking to my therapist like they're just a normal person. And I think for therapy to work, the therapist has to be above you. When I talk to therapists, I feel like I'm on the same level as them. I don't see them as any more qualified to talk to me about my mental health than I am. And that's why I don't think it works for me so much. But I think therapy does work for others. Here's the thing. Just because other people are struggling harder than you, and I put that in air quotes, it doesn't mean that you aren't deserving of help. Turning to therapy is pretty valiant over antidepressants, I would argue. Antidepressants are the devil. They're made by the devil. Antidepressants are. They piss me off a lot. So for me, if you go to therapy, you're useless. That's an L. I disagree with it. Therapy doesn't work for everyone, but it's not that deep. So, therapist makes you useless. That is an L.
Never say go into bed. Go into bed is emasculate. Cowards need sleep. Well, I'm texting you, you beautiful girl, but I'm tired. I'm going to bed. You know what I like to say at fucking 1:15 in the morning? I'm going to work. Work at this time, money never sleeps, baby. Then I go to bed. It strikes out of nowhere.
That's not even an opinion. That's just a joke. Like, he's not being serious. Like, he even fucked it up. Like, he made it so corny.
Work at this time, money never sleeps, baby.
Money never sleeps, baby. You ruined it, Andrew Tate. You want to be the masculine man here and you sound like a little goofball.
It strikes out of nowhere. If that's true, why is it not universal across the human condition? Why are some countries more depressed than others? Explain why some countries have no depression and some countries have a bunch of depression. Maybe because in some countries all we do is talk about depression and fucking promote it.
Bam.
And in some countries we don't. The reason that depression is promoted is because it allows you to become ultimately selfish, live inside of your mind, become obsessed with me, I'm sad, so you don't pay enough attention to what's going on around you to realize you're getting fucked by a ruling class who don't give a shit. And anyone who sits here and tells me, well, depression's real, you're telling me that your mindset is weak. And I'm not going to adopt the thinking of weaklings. I'm busy living fucking life.
That is completely based. That is absolutely bang on the money. Depression is real. Depression's real, but it's just an emotion. Okay, so some people, they get depressed. And you can deal with depression for a long time. I'm not saying that you can't be depressed for an extended period of time, because you definitely can be. But the problem is they take depression and they deal with it like shit. So instead of fighting against it and disproving it and trying to get out of it, they just go, oh, I'm depressed. Oh, God, I'm depressed. Like, they just manifest it. That is so based. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I've done it. When I went through a really hard breakup, I was sorry for myself. Oh, I'm depressed. My ex is a lesbian. She wasn't even straight during the relationship. It was all a lie. But then I just fought through it. It's just like being sad. And if you see it as an emotion, you will power over it. That is based 100%. Depression is manifested.
There's a magical power amongst men, which has been forgotten and lost. When you put enough men in the same room, there's a transference of energy that makes us feel invincible. I say all the time, your friends should bring out the worst in you. And when I say the worst, I mean, you know, when you're with your boys and you're loud, and you feel aggressive, and you're about it, and you'll talk to that bitch, who cares if she says no? They bring out the worst in you because you don't give a fuck anymore. Because what used to happen evolutionarily is when large groups of men got together, you charged at the enemy.
This is something that confuses me about Andrew Tate. He talks about, you know, masculinity from an animalistic point of view. Like, humans are meant to be, like, above animals. Like, that's meant to be the difference. That's what humanity is. Humanity is the concept that, yes, we're animals, but we have values that animals don't have. We're just so above them. And what he's talking about is bang on. It's true, yes, you'll be with a group of men and you'll feel powerful, you won't give a shit, and you'll feel masculine and powerful, but that's an animalistic nature. It's the same way that you have these social rejects on TikTok. They all come together and they all give each other validation and approval. That's just safety in numbers, and that's something that sheep have. So I think that this idea, what he's saying, is true, but I don't think it comes from strength. He's literally describing how if you're with a group of men, you're going to feel strong and powerful. So you feel safety in numbers. That doesn't come from within. And I think that's quite cowardly, actually. Being a part of a group of men makes you strong. In brackets, he wants it. That sounds sus as hell. I think, yeah, it's true what he's saying, but I don't get why he wants that, because that comes from safety in numbers, which comes from a prey mindset. That's how I look at it. You know, you have a gang of sheep. They want to be safety numbers because they're so fucking weak on their own.
What do you say if a guy was working a 9 to 5, married to a woman, had a couple of kids, going on his 2 or 3 holidays a year?
I'd say congratulations. I would genuinely say congratulations. If you're happy with that, absolutely congratulations, and I don't look down on you. That's perfectly fine. But some men are just not born that way. Some men are born with something else inside of them, with a fire inside of them. Some men are not satisfied with that. I know me as an individual, I could not be satisfied with that. That doesn't mean I look down on the people.
That's not your whole life. I don't get why people try to identify people just based on their relationship status. Like, you've been married for 10 years, you have 2 kids. That doesn't define who you are as a person. Some people just want an easy life. They want to be married to someone where there's no drama. They want 2 kids who they have full ownership of with that parent. you know, that they cohabit with. They want that safety, that security. They have other stuff going for them in their life. So I think it's really dumb and stupid to judge someone just because they have that status in their life, and to say that you disagree with it because you don't even know what their life is like. I think what he's talking about is youth. Because when you're young, you don't want a safe life. You don't want a secure life. I literally live in a shit area near Stoke just because I have a job here that makes good money. I'm definitely not taking the safe route. I don't even know if I'm going to be in this job in the next month or so. My notice period is a week. I could be fired today. Next week, I've got no job. Like, I don't care about safety because I'm young and I can take the hits. But then when I'm older, I'm not going to be that way.
The majority of men have no money, no power, no sex from their wife,
Facts.
no fucking chance in court. They can't even keep their house. They won't get to see their kids. So most men, their life sucks. That's the first thing. The second thing, when a man gets up at 4 a.m. to go carry garbage to earn a good wage, he ain't thinking, I'm going to do this so I can oppress that bitch because she's broke. He's doing it thinking so I can provide for my family, so my woman can stay at home and raise my kids and have nice nails while I'm out here carrying trash. You go to a coal mine, those dudes are not down there thinking about oppressing women. They're down there thinking about providing for women. Us men are prepared to take on more bullshit to protect you than you would possibly believe. Men are out here giving up their fucking life for you chicks. And feminism prevents you respecting it.
What is Tate's advice?
Okay, now that's incredibly based. That is bang on the money. Oh my God. When you look at society, it's overwhelming that men are the providers. And feminists look at that and go, why are men always providing? Women can do it all too. Look, I'm a boss bitch. I can do just as well as a man. In fact, I can do better. That is undermining what the men are doing it for. These women, they feel oppressed, and they think by equaling a man, they can oppress them back. But then the man never did that in the first place. Men didn't gain so much success in, you know, certain fields, finance, whatever it is. You look at finance, that's dominated by men. You look at construction, that's dominated by men. You look at the media, it's dominated by men. You look at sport, it's dominated by men. It isn't dominated by men just because the men wanted to oppress the women. In fact, they couldn't care less. Instead, it's dominated by men because men have that masculinity that pushes them to do better at these certain things. Women can do it too. Women can do sport. But you shouldn't be doing it just to try to oppress men, because men didn't want to oppress you in the first place, if that makes any sense. So yes, that is 100% on the money, bang on the money. Anyway guys, I'm going to end this video here. Obviously, I don't know how it turned out. I've been doing lots of different stuff on my channel, and you know, it's up to you guys, you know, if you're going to watch it all. It's up to you guys if you're going to support it all, but I do appreciate it if you do. I just want to mention that all my opinions are subjective. I think it's really important to be open-minded, and for me, I have an open mind. Like, the opinions that I stated, they're not set in stone. Opinions and the way you look at life, they come from what you've lived through, and I recognize that other people have had different experiences. Those different experiences might have led to different opinions that disagree with mine, and I respect that, and that's what we need to all do, I believe. If you look at the list, I love how divided it is. Like, this point here, women have easier life than men. I just don't agree with that. I mean, there are points where you can argue that, but then I think it's the other way around too. Like, I think men have life easier than women in other circumstances. Like, you can go on a first date with a woman as a man, you're never going to fear for your life, you know. But if you're a woman and you're with a guy that you're on a first date with and you're not really feeling them, you might be scared to reject them because you might be scared for your own safety. So that's something that women will take an L on, but men have that advantage over women. Men don't get groped at a club, women do get groped at a club. But on the flip side of it, men can be on Tinder swiping right, getting no matches. Women, they'll match hundreds of men. Just to mention again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good week.